It's definitely been raining here. Definitely rained here last night. Let's go check the rain gauge. Oh my goodness, I am slightly excited. I just bent over to put my coffee in the basket down. And when I did, I peeked in here and saw that tomato that's blushing. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. Literally, I think I Googled yesterday, what am I doing wrong? Like, why aren't these tomatoes turning red? So very excited to see one starting to get red. That is just so amazing. You are going to be in my belly much sooner rather than later. Okay, so the rain gauge, ooh, like 1 3/8 inches just last night alone. That's awesome. We have definitely needed rain here lately, so very excited. So I've been wanting to do another garden tour to show you all the stuff that I've been doing, but it's been so rainy, and in the morning I'm just not awake enough apparently. Like I look at the video footage that I do, like I'm gonna watch this and I'm gonna be like, oh my God. But this morning I have a lot of produce to pull from the garden, tons of cherry tomatoes. And there's another one of those big boys back here. It's amazing the size of these cherry tomatoes. They're just huge. I think I might have a couple of seeds left. I'm gonna have to try them again next year. And I'll try saving some of the seeds as well. Me being new, I've never really tried to save seeds before. Well, that's not true. I've definitely tried to save seeds, but never successfully grew anything from any seeds that I've saved. So I'm gonna take advantage of Google and we're gonna see how to do it right. So that way I can buy less seeds next year, which is so funny because I just placed an order with Baker's Creek. I saw their Chard melons came back in stock. So I went ahead and just placed an order for a bunch of fall crops. Not that I can plant the Chard melons this season. I might put one in the ground just to see what happens. But definitely just looking to get some more plants in before the frost, which is hilarious because right now I really don't have any room. So maybe build some more stuff? Big question mark. So it is just so fulfilling to come out here in the morning and go grocery shopping. And that's what I like to think of it as. You know, and my cucumbers have been growing really weird lately. Let me show you. Like you see, like the ends of them are a little bit pointier than normal. Like they didn't start off growing that way. And they're getting a little chubbier. The ends are definitely a little weird. Like there's one inside of here, let me find it. Into the cucumber jungle. Like he's just, I don't know, more roundish, more bulbish looking. But like, I don't know, I mean, they still look edible. I've only had one cucumber that I pulled that was not edible, and that's because he actually fell off, and he fell off too early. But otherwise the plants, I keep getting the occasional leaf that looks like this, with just some yellowing spots, and I just throw it away. I just get rid of it. Just, you see a damaged leaf, you pick it. I don't wait. I don't come out here with pruners. It just comes off right away. And I mean, I think that's been helping to keep this thing look as good and be as healthy as it is. So it just continues to get so much bigger. I keep retraining all the tendrils because they keep wanting to go everywhere. So probably should prune it back a little bit. Maybe another day. The lettuce that I planted, definitely not coming up as well as it did the last time. On the end here, I have a spinach, and like you can see, like hardly anything is coming up in that row. The red salad lettuce, hardly anything. But the burpee bib and what is that? Graham something or other. That one's coming up okay, but a little disappointed, but I knew because of the summer heat, it probably wasn't going to do the best. The beans, definitely need to pick some beans soon, but I don't want to pick them until I actually want to use them. So maybe I'll come out here before dinner. They were really good. We cooked some up few nights ago for dinner, and they were actually delicious. I did a combination because on the left we have Blue Lake, which, all right, so on the left here we have Blue Lake, which is like, you can see like the leaves or the pods are a little bit fuller. Like these two are Blue Lake. Like that one's a Blue Lake. Like they're just fuller. And then the Kentucky Wonder are really thin and skinny. So I wasn't sure if I was picking them too soon. Like I was waiting till they got, you know, like a hand's length, you know, but they all tasted really good. I just boiled them in water. Didn't feel like steaming them because I don't have an actual steamer. So, but they did really, really well. And every time I come out here, I see less and less Japanese beetles, which makes me happy. Still slowly removing all the bad Japanese beetle plant damage. Like, I just feel like it'll never completely be gone. But one day maybe. I also have another crop of Blue Lake beans coming up down here. Right now, I think I only have 2 seeds that germinated. I think I only planted maybe a total of 3 or 4, so not a huge loss there. But I thought I could just keep them going. And now that the groundhog devoured the ones by the grape arbor, kind of happy I did that. Squash and zucchini, oh my God. I keep coming out here, I keep finding squash bugs, I keep killing them. And then I keep finding the eggs that they lay. Like, I swear, I feel like every time I come out here, I can just turn over a leaf and find some squash bug eggs. Oh, look at all those. And to think, I've already destroyed at least 1,000 squash bug eggs. And like, look, that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 27. That's like 50 bugs right there. Oh, so frustrating. Else he got to a burn barrel. But that is basically what to be expected. And the other squash and zucchini that I planted in the raised beds, they're slowly coming along, so hopefully that will extend my season. Oh, there's some more there too. Ooh, and look, there's some powdery mildew too. It's been so humid lately. Squash bugs and powdery mildew. Oh, the joys of growing squash. But, you know, I saw some newbies on a Facebook page that I belong to asking, is it even worth it? And yes, growing squash is still worth it. I got butterstick and zucchini, and they're both super prolific, and they are worth all the hassle. The big thing to remember with squash is just to rotate crop. Move them, put them in a new spot every year. So that way the bugs in the ground don't have a meal, same meal the next year. But man, I mean, like, they're just gorgeous. Like, look at this. That butterstick squash is just the prettiest leaf in the whole wide world. Oh, and then look, more damn squash bug eggs. I have a feeling I'm probably only gonna have another week before I gotta pull them up, because I have a feeling the squash bug nymphs are just gonna get so bad. And for the butterstick squash variety, excuse me as I get this. Ugh. For the butterstick squash variety, this is actually probably a little too big. They do really well when they're small and tender. And get all the blossom was on it and kind of gross. Put this in my basket for the day. And I know I have another zucchini in here that I'm gonna pick out. There it is. Let's go get this little guy. My zucchini have all come up kind of weirdly shaped. All kind of crooked and strange. They were also late bloomers. So don't know if that has any correlation. Beets are still hanging in there. I don't like pulling the beets until I'm actually going to eat them. And they've been hanging in with this heat. Just got to make sure I keep them hydrated. Nothing's planted in the small planters right now. And I'm not going to pull any peppers until I actually need to use them, because I still have peppers in the house. Haven't had any green peppers that I pulled off yet, but I do have some of a fairly decent size. Still have lots of banana peppers and jalapenos. And then very excited about the arugula going to seed. So not sure how long I have to wait. I have a feeling that they got to get drier. But it was funny because I was thinking, like, man, like, I wonder what it looks like when arugula goes to seed and when I can plant it. And I came out here and I saw these seed pods and I was like, yay, now I know what it looks like. So I definitely have a feeling like they got to get a little bit more ripe before they're good to be picked. But definitely wanted some of these to go to seed. Wanted to keep them because I didn't order any more. All right, so let's go check out the raised beds. All right, so the Swiss chard continued to grow. I feel like I did have lost some, and I still need to thin these out. They're finally getting about the size where I'll start thinning them out. And like you can see, they're still somewhat itty bitty and teeny. But they have pretty much doubled in size the last couple of days. So I think the rain's been really good for them. So I'll probably thin them out when they get a little tiny bit higher. Just a pinch more, you know. So I have planted some bok choy and baby choy and some beets and black radishes right here. So obviously none of them have come up yet. The peppers are actually hanging on. These were all transplants from either the fish pond or from around the pots in the shaded area near the house. The tomato plant to the right was from the fish pond and from the aquaponics that failed. And that one's actually doing pretty good. It's holding on. The one to the left there was actually the top that I broke off of that. And he's growing new leaves and he's doing amazing. I'm so excited. You know, we always joke about our grandparents, like our grandmothers being able to put a stick in the ground and it will grow. It's kind of what I did with this one here. Seriously. But I put it in there super deep. I mean, like super deep. Like hardly any of them was sticking at the top. And I think that's probably why. Still no chives. I think it's still too hot. Catnip, I feel like some of them are trying. They're just not going anywhere. Not doing anything. And I have this problem so many times. I know that's what happened with the poppies I planted. they'd had little tiny itty bitty sprouts, and then they were done for. So, all right, so zucchini squash on the end, they're still trucking along. I've planted some okra. These should be able to mature with it before the frost, time-wise. So those are just seeds. Okay, the cucumbers are getting to a point where I need to start figuring out if I want to not have 5 cucumber plants right here. So, to be determined. The peas, I don't know about these peas. Some of them are doing amazing. Like look at this little guy. I mean, he's all kinds of crazy and sprawling and growing, and they keep trying to twist him around these poles because I've never grown peas and I don't know what else to do with them. But then like this little guy over here, he looks so sad. He's got yellowing leaves. Like, I don't know what to do with him. I might lose him. And I might lose this one too, and I don't get it. They're in the same bed, slightly different. No clue. But we'll see their growth as we move along. Over here we have the cantaloupe, and they've actually done really good on size here lately. Like at least these 3. The middle 2 were amazing. The one over there, he's a little stunted. That one I actually planted from seed. The other ones were transplants, so we're doing good there. Down here we have, I planted 2 rows of turnips. The one on the left is purple top, the one on the right is 7 top. So still waiting for them to come through. The carrots are starting to germinate. I don't know if you can see that. Not all of them are carrots. I see a weed in there. Hold on. This one is actually a weed. But these little fingers, I planted 7/14, and it is the 24th. So 10 days, starting to see some action, which is actually really good for carrots. The secret is you really got to keep the seeds moist. And I don't know what happened with these long white icicles. Like there's like a row, and I know I put seeds here. I know I did, but I have no idea what happened. Radishes are peculiar because I swear I'll put them in a line and then they go astray. Like this little guy right here. They're rebels. Rebel radishes. And then you can tell these are the butterstick squash because look, the leaves are already looking amazing. All right, so I ended up going through a whole lot more than I was planning on, but there's still stuff I want to do. I want to build like a little trellis for these cantaloupes. Not a huge one, not one that'll go over, just kind of like a wall, to give them better aeration in that raised bed. What else? Oh, we still have the groundhog back there. My husband's gonna do things and take care of him today. Somebody actually posted a comment on the groundhog video and said we should cook him. Apparently groundhog meat is amazing because they're vegetarians, but I don't know. Aww, I just woke the little guy up. Hey little guy, you hanging in there? You hanging in there? So, what else have I been doing? So, pretty much it's been raining every evening, so I haven't been outside very much. It's gonna rain again this evening. So, patiently waiting for the tomatoes to turn red so I can eat them. And I'm starting to do research on chickens. I would really like to get chickens in the spring. Right now, I can't financially put together everything I need for chickens. So, you know, you got to build a coop, fence, feed, brooder, feeder, water. And I want to make sure I do it right and get the right breeds that I want. So, been watching videos and doing research so I can be prepared, because you really need to have everything ready and your order in by November. So, gonna do that. And oh, my dad is bringing something to clean those chairs off with. It's kind of like a Brillo pad, only I can put it on a drill or a grinder or a sander. I don't know. I'll see it tomorrow when he brings it so I can start cleaning off the chairs and getting them refinished. What else? Oh, and I started Brussels sprout seeds in Sammy's house. And I had been opening the window to allow aeration during the day. And I closed it one night. The plants were still there. They were probably like 2 inches tall. They were really getting good size. And then I came back the next morning and there were no sprouts. And I'm not talking like, oh, like they got pulled out by somebody. No, like they were gone. Like something came along and ate them and just ate them, or they just never existed in the first place. And I was imagining it all. So I'm restarting broccoli, Brussels sprout seeds inside right now. I figure I can control them a little bit better indoors and keep an eye on them. And then I know rodents or whatever ate them won't be eating them. So fingers crossed. And I placed an order from Baker's Creek, rareseeds.com. So I'll let you guys know when I get that box in the mail. We can open it together. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me this morning while I had my coffee. Hopefully I'll get this ready so you guys can watch it tomorrow morning, which is Saturday. And otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful day, a blessed day. Thank you so much for watching. Come back, join me again sometime. Take care.